Dear friends, welcome to my video on energy systems. In the previous session, we have discussed about chemical fuels and fuel cells. Today, in this session, let us see about solar energy. Dear friends, as you all know, solar radiation coming from sun is highly useful in photosynthesis in case of plants, and it is the major energy source for the ecosystem. Solar energy is non-depleting and non-polluting, and it is available freely in this ecosystem. It is considered as a sustainable renewable energy. Only a part of that is used by the plants for their photosynthesis. So plants make use of sunlight to produce their food in the presence of carbon dioxide and water. So carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, plants produce their food. So C6H12O6. So this is called process is called photosynthesis. Dear friends, the plants make use of the sunlight for their photosynthesis only up to 0.5% of solar energy. Very small amount is utilized for plants. In the process of photosynthesis, sunlight is converted into chemical energy. So here carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, plants produce food, glucose, and oxygen is liberated. And it is known that about 0.5% is used up for this photosynthesis process. Dear friends, now let us see the utilization of solar energy in our day-to-day life. The solar energy is commonly used in watches, calculators, and other portable electronic devices as a power supply source. We use it in watches and in electronic goods and in electronic devices as a power source. In remote village places, solar energy is the only way to meet the energy requirements for lighting, for irrigation by using solar pumps, domestic water supplies, and other essential requirements. Then solar energy is directly used for cooking. So it can be used for cooking in solar cookers, and for heating rooms to maintain warmth, and for heating water to produce hot water for various domestic use. Solar energy can be converted to two very useful forms of energies. One is thermal energy. Other form that can be converted into photo conversion. So thermal energy, the solar energy is used into heat energy. Now heat energy is produced from solar energy. Now it is used for heating rooms, then desalination processes, mainly water heating, used for water heating for domestic purpose, and it is also used in metallurgical processes, metallurgical process. Then the second one is photo conversion. Now photo conversion, here solar energy is used to produce electrical energy, to produce electrical energy, to produce electrical energy by using photoelectric effect. So here we use photoelectric effect, photoelectric effect. In this process, solar radiation is absorbed by a metal surface, and photons of light, what we call it as bundle of energy or packet of energy, excites the electrons from the metal surface, and these electrons so excited flow through the external circuit against the current and produces electrical energy. The metal surface is used for absorption of solar radiation, is called solar cells. So here we using solar cells. So using solar cells, packet of energy or bundle of energy from the solar system is converted into electrical energy. So utilization in the form of thermal as well as photo conversion, that means electrical energy. Now let us see what is solar cells or photovoltaic cells. So just now we said a photo conversion. Now here solar energy is converted into electrical energy by a process called photoelectric effect using solar cells. Now what are these solar cells or photovoltaic cells? So we said metal surface is used for the absorption of solar radiation. So that metal surface used is called solar cells, or we can say it is the device which converts photon or bundle of energy present in solar system into electrical energy. So device which converts solar energy into electrical energy, solar energy into electrical energy. So the device is called solar cells or photovoltaic cells. Now let us see what is the material used in solar cells. Mainly we make use of semiconductors. So semiconductors are used in solar cells. Now semiconductor is the prime material used in solar cells. It is the prime material used in solar cells. These materials exhibit low conductivity. So it is known for low conductance. Semiconductors, low conductivity materials at room temperature. However, it shows higher conductance at higher temperature by adding impurities. So higher conductivity by adding impurities. Impurity element, we call it as impurity element. Addition of impurity element to the semiconductor having low conductivity is called doping. is called doping. Most widely used material in solar cell is silicon. So silicon semiconductor is used. Silicon exhibit semiconductor properties. So silicon is just like carbon, has a 4 valency. Each atom is covalently bonded to neighboring silicon atom. So this is the valency. This is how the bonding in the case of silicon. So tetravalent. So while conducting current, silicon has two bands, valence band and conduction band. When energy is supplied, the valence electrons jumps to the conduction band and the material becomes more conductive. In this semiconductor, the energy gap between valence band and the conduction band is very small. So conductance shown by pure silicon may not be sufficient for the application. Therefore, we need to subject the silicon for the process called doping, addition of impurities. Dear friends, as I said, the silicon is a semiconductor. It shows low conductivity at lower or room temperature, and it shows higher conductivity at a higher temperature or by adding impurity element. So addition of impurity element is called doping. Now this doping is done in two ways. One is called N-type doping, other one is called P-type doping. Now in N-type doping, silicon is doped with elements having 5 valence electrons. For example, this is the silicon valency showing 4 and silicon atom is connected to the neighboring silicon through a covalent bond. Okay. Now here an element having 5 valence electrons such as arsenic or phosphorus. Now here arsenic or phosphorus, let us take phosphorus. Phosphorus is doped in silicon. So this is silicon. So silicon valency is 4 and phosphorus is valency is 5. Phosphorus or silicon. No, this is silicon. This is phosphorus. And here one electron is excess in the case of phosphorus. Phosphorus or arsenic is pentavalent. When arsenic or phosphorus is doped in silicon, one of the 5 valence electron of phosphorus or arsenic is left free to conduct electric current. Now here one electron is excess. One electron is excess. So this type of doping is called N-type doping, or this is called N-type semiconductor. N-type semiconductor. So silicon is having low conductivity. It can be increased by the process called doping. Doping means addition of impurity element like phosphorus or arsenic. So phosphorus or arsenic. Now it contains 5 valence electrons, arsenic and phosphorus. So when it is doped with the silicon, one electron excess, it is used for electric current. So this type of semiconductors are called N-type semiconductors. In case of P-type semiconductors, silicon is doped with elements having 3 valence electrons such as boron. Silicon is tetravalent. Okay, it is doped with boron. So boron valence is 3. Now this is silicon. All the 3 valency of electrons of boron forming covalent bond, and one position is left free. Now this position is left free and is called hole. Now this is called hole, positive hole. This is positively charged hole. It is called hole, positively charged. The electron of neighboring silicon occupies hole. Now silicon atom attached to another, here boron, is occupying this positive hole and it create movement. So this type of semiconductor are called P-type semiconductors. So here we have P-type doping. So P-type doping is done using boron. It is trivalent. Okay, and in the case of N-type doping, impurity element is phosphorus or arsenic. It is pentavalent. So here electron rich species is formed, or it is negative. Now in the case of P-type semiconductors, electron deficient hole is formed. So this is called P-type doping. So we use semiconductor diodes or PN junctions in solar cells. So semiconductor diodes are having both P-type and N-type region in a single crystal semiconductor. Semiconductor diode having both P-type and N-type regions in a single crystal semiconductor is called semiconductor diodes. In PN junctions, due to the concentration gradient, when movement of charges takes place across junction, N region, it is negatively charged, loses electron and gradually becomes positively charged. When it is positively charged, it resists movement of electrons away from N region. Simultaneously, P region loses holes and gradually becomes negatively charged and resists movement of holes away from P region. In this way, when movement of holes and electrons stops, an equilibrium is attained. Thus, at equilibrium, N region will be positively charged and P region will be negatively charged. And N region acquire positive potential with respect to P region. This process develops a barrier potential across the junction at a depletion zone, which stops further movement of charges towards each other. When an energy above barrier potential is supplied, the material becomes conducting. This is about the principle of how PN junction works. Dear friends, let me summarize. In this video, we have seen what is solar energy and how plants make use of solar energy to produce their food, and how the solar energy is utilized in our day-to-day life, and how we can convert solar energy into thermal energy and we utilize in the form of solar cells or photo conversion. So what are solar cells? Device which converts solar energy into electrical energy. And we have seen materials used in solar cells, mainly the semiconductor devices. Now the semiconductor is the prime material used. It has semiconductors are known for low conductivity. We can increase the conductivity by increasing temperature or by doping it, addition of impure elements. So addition of impure element can be done by doping with the element having excess electrons or deficient. The semiconductor used in solar cells is mainly silicon. It is the tetravalent element. Now this is the bonding covalently bonded. Now one or two silicon atom can be replaced by doping with phosphorus. Then here it is electron excess species like arsenic or phosphorus, 5 pentavalent. So it becomes negatively. So it is called a n-type doping. In case of p-type doping, the electron deficient. So 3 trivalent boron is doped with the silicon. So it creates hole. Now here it creates electron rich species. So when we connect these two, P and N semiconductor, we have PN junctions. Now this PN junction plays very important role in conversion of solar energy into electrical energy. Dear friends, this is about the introduction for solar energy. In the next session, let us see about photovoltaic cells in detail. Thank you, friends.